We all love butter with its rich, creamy taste. But did you know that the enemy of your butter is the air around you? You see, air breaks down and oxidizes your butter, causing it to taste rancid, or worse yet, spoiling and becoming moldy. But thankfully, you can prevent this from happening. That's why in this video, we'll explore 5 simple tips to help you properly store your butter, lock in its fresh, creamy taste, and to prevent spoilage. Our first tip is to store your butter in an airtight container. This serves 3 purposes. 1. It prevents your butter from absorbing any odors or flavors from other foods in the fridge, which can alter the taste. 2. It stops mold, bacteria, and other microbes from getting to your butter, all of which can lead to faster spoilage. And lastly, an airtight container prevents your butter from constantly being exposed to air, which, as mentioned earlier, causes your butter to become rancid. Now, sadly, most butter containers don't do a good job of keeping odor, bacteria, and air away from your butter. This is why we designed the Quick Vac butter container. Not only is it airtight, but it's the only butter container that is vacuum sealed to lock in freshness. Vacuum sealing is why butter in your supermarkets can last so long, but when opened, starts to go bad. Thankfully, our Quick Vacuum containers are easy to use. To use them, you just need to press the flat green square pump on the lid 5 times, which pumps all the air out and creates a vacuum seal. This prevents your butter from oxidizing and becoming rancid. Also, dangerous microbes need air, so by pumping the air out, our containers greatly reduce any mold and bacteria growth on your butter. You can check out the description to get our Quick Vac butter container on Amazon. Our second tip is that you need to refrigerate your butter properly. Butter should be stored in the refrigerator at all times, except for the portion that you're using immediately. The cool temperature of the refrigerator does 2 things. It helps to slow down the oxidation process, which is what causes butter to become rancid, and it slows down any mold and bacteria growth. You should keep your butter in the coldest part of your fridge, usually near the back of the fridge, but not in the door where it's exposed to warm air every time you open it. Tip number 3 is to avoid light exposure. Butter is sensitive to light and can become rancid more quickly when exposed to sunlight or fluorescent light. Store your butter in a dark part of the refrigerator, such as the butter compartment or the back of a shelf, to minimize light exposure. Tip number 4 is to freeze any extra butter. If you have excess butter that you won't use in a reasonable time frame, consider freezing it. Butter can be frozen for several months without affecting its quality. Wrap individual sticks tightly in aluminum foil or plastic wrap, or place them in a freezer bag to prevent freezer burn and absorb any freezer odors. Now, when you're ready to use frozen butter, transfer it to the refrigerator to thaw slowly. Avoid thawing butter at room temperature or in the microwave, as rapid temperature changes can cause it to become grainy or lose its texture. And our final tip is to avoid cross-contamination. When using butter, always use clean utensils to prevent cross-contamination with other foods. If not, you risk introducing new bacteria to your butter, which can speed up the rate of your butter spoiling and becoming moldy. One of the main goals here at Food Light is to help reduce food wastage. This is why we're pioneering different ways to reduce food spoilage. And when you buy one of our products like our Quick Vac containers, you help us to continue on our mission. So every purchase is greatly appreciated. Also, please consider liking this video, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell to get more tips and tricks on how to make your foods last longer. Thank you very much.